everybody. This is Jordan Shively, also known as Dread Singles on Twitter. I'm a horror author, graphic designer, and writer. And today I just thought I'd do a stream while I go around doing all this work I have to do for my Patreons. So as I do this, we can see, and if you have any questions about what I'm doing, you can ask me in chat. And let's put some music on and just get to work. Let me know if the music is too loud at all in comparison to my voice or just in general, and we'll take care of that. So I'm basically just going to be cutting out all these fake newspaper clippings that I created. And this takes there's no way around just doing this one by one, because with like square pieces or pieces that don't have other types of shapes in them, you can use a large stack cutter. But with this one you really can't. Like, I guess I could cut the outside lines like that, and that might have been a smarter thing to do. But also this gives it kind of that hand cut out of a newspaper look, where it's not like every single one is the same. So I ended up using just normal printer paper. I was looking into getting actual newsprint and stuff, and it was like going to be way too long and way too expensive for this project. But I did go ahead and put some paper textures into it, so when it's cut out you won't see any of the white. You'll just see this kind of like dark grayish newsprint texture. And I'm gonna weather them with by spraying them with, my brain just broke. I'm gonna weather them by spraying them with tea, which will give them like a crinkly stains, which will even more hide the fact that it's not actually newsprint. How is my voice in comparison to the music? Because I have my volume on another little monitor, so I might not be hearing it at the volume you're hearing it. I'm happy to turn it down. Hey, John! We have an award-winning science fiction and fantasy author in the chat, John Wiswell. Get to see me come in and just sit here for probably hours cutting paper. But if you have any questions for me about writing or graphic design or anything really. So this is like what one looks like when it's going to be cut out, and it's going to get weathered, so it'll be like wrinkly, and I'll have folded them. And on the back side, I just decided to do a Sea Monkeys ad because I didn't want to write a whole extra thing for the back side. So the music's a smidge high. All right, let's turn the music down then. How's that? I'm talking over the music, testing the music level. Is that better? Yeah, you gotta do the back, right? Because if you turn it over and it's just white paper, then someone's like, oh, newspapers are printed on both sides though. And so I did the same thing. Like, I'm gonna be, later on, we'll be hand tearing out 6 notes from this page is like gonna be taped to the back of a Polaroid. So I also put the fake notebook lining on the back and punched it on both sides. So when it's gonna look like a tear out of a notebook, no matter which way you look at it. But we'll get to this in a bit. But yeah, this is what they're gonna be. First one, number 1 of 400. Yeah, it shows me that there's 4 viewers on my dashboard. Death Ray, like that, you gotta, right? Like, the attention to detail when you're trying to tell an emergent story only from ephemera. That's what this is. There's going to be like 5 things that you get in an envelope, and they're going to tell a story, but only if you read and look at them all and put the story together in your own mind. Which is something I've been doing for my patrons on Patreon for a while. I call it weird mail. One time they got like a letter that was like 6 pages long and handwritten, and then a Polaroid that went with it, like you got some pages ripped out of a diary. Another time they got like a business letter from a company that doesn't exist, and inside of it there was like a little, one of those coin envelopes, and inside of that was some gauze with some fake blood on it and a little human tooth that's also fake. But yeah, so it was just some weird, you just get weird stuff, and you have to kind of figure out what the story is by putting all the pieces together. But yeah, this is gonna have to do 400 of these, so this is gonna take a while. And then after this, then I have to spray them all and let them dry too. I think this stream will be mostly the cutting and the tearing, and then I might also do some writing on these, because these all have to be written on and have some tape put on them. Art, art, art. That's right, Moral Agency. If anyone is just coming here randomly and doesn't know all the different things I do, here are links to all my different, well, most of my endeavors. There's been some new ones added since I made that, so I probably need to add some new links to like the podcast I write for now called Old Gods of Appalachia and stuff like that. But the Twitter on there will get you to where I just am constantly blabbing about everything I'm doing. How is everyone doing today, though? Enough about me. How are all your days going? What are you doing right now? This is when you want, I miss the interns from when I used to work in comics, because interns would make this so much easier. I was putting these in this thing, but I think it might be easier just to let them stack up on the table. Because they're not flying away as much as I thought they might. Guess my fan isn't as crazy. It is taking forever for my printer to print these. Like, it takes them, like, my printer, like, 20 seconds to read the file for each page. Every time it prints a page, which is weird, because usually it reads a file once and then spits out a bunch of copies. Not sure what's going on. Yeah, John, I'm writing for Old Gods of Appalachia. I don't write the whole podcast. I just write, right now I'm working on a 3-episode miniseries for them. But I will be doing more stuff for them in the future as well. Some other stuff. So yeah, start, if you haven't listened to Old Gods of Appalachia, start now so you can catch up. It's a very bingeable show. That show, which, I mean, biased because I'm working for them, is one of my favorites. And also, I really love one called The Silt Verses. The Silt Verses is probably one of my favorites. I probably should say the one I work on is my favorite, but The Silt Verses, the story, the world building blows my fucking mind. That and the Magnus Archives are really good. I have a whole list of creepy podcasts I like. Pseudopod is awesome, but that's more short stories being read dramatically, not an ongoing narrative story. Like, that is written just for the podcast, which is Old Gods of Appalachia. And both Old Gods of Appalachia, you, John, you're the kind of nerd. I'm not the kind of nerd because they have turned me down. I did host an episode of Pseudopod, though. It's fun to write the little, like, intro talk that has to, like, tie into the story. And to get to say, and it is all true. And we promise the story is true. I love Pseudopod. One day they'll publish me. One day I'll write something good enough. This means they have high standards, which means your work is awesome, John. Well, we all knew that. Yeah, like, I wanted it to have all these corners and angles here to look like it was actually badly formatted like newspapers do. But man, I'm a little bit regretting all of these angles that I have to cut out, because it would be so much quicker to cut out a square. I basically made myself cut out, what, 2 squares per thing? What is a spirit duplicator, Deathray? Yes, it does make me a potty mouth, John. The pottiest of mouths. Also, how cool is my overlay? Look, like, did I put this on it? Oh, how do you get it? Right there. Boop. Boop. I think my overlay is cool. But yeah, if you're wondering how you could get this type of things mailed to you, come on Patreon. And everybody gets it at any level from the $1 to the $100 level. That's why I only do them once or twice a year, because when I do them, I lose a lot of money. So. Oh, I have adverts that play? Weird. I didn't know I had adverts. I was asked what a spirit duplicator is. And I will be looking down a lot as I'm doing this. So, sorry if I miss chat for a second, because I'm looking down so I don't cut my hand off. I've already given myself 5 stitches doing this one time, so. Having a really sharp something to cut out paper is very important so it doesn't tear, but also you can just give yourself a horrible cut without even noticing it. And then you have to go get 5 stitches at the hospital. And they ask you, what were you doing? You're like, cutting out fake newspapers about horror stories. I do have a plan to tell like this story that's like the overnight house disappearances. I do have a story to tell this story longer, but in like 10 different articles all bundled together. Oh shit, that sounds amazing, Deathray. I am going to screen cap. Oh, I'm going to copy and paste that so I can... Let me look that up. It is an old duplicator called a Banda machine. Let me put that into my search bar so I don't forget. Oh sweet, YouTube has some like how they work. That's extremely cool. Hey Shattered Angel, thanks for the follow. I'll go look into that, Deathray. I bet I can get one pretty cheap on like eBay or something. I'm all for getting archaic or anachronistic machines that I can then use to make things look cooler. So some of what this stream is going to be showing how long and boring doing this is. But also, it's like, it's not, doing ephemera art isn't all like, oh, the design part, and then coming up with the story, it's so cool. A lot of it is just being able to say it's worth it for me to sit here probably for like 5 hours and cut these things out like this over and over again. And it is worth it to me. I like creating things that people can hold in their hands. That's why I used to make comics. So we have 5 out of 400 done. But I can just put them right here so you can still see them. Anybody doing anything cool today, or are y'all just hanging out watching me cut out paper? I wish I could do this faster, but every time I go fast, I end up like swerving. Let me try something. I bet if I put a ruler against it, I might be able to go faster. Yeah, that might help for somebody's. I don't know, I think lining up the ruler takes longer than just going slow. Triple multitasking. That's why you're the most in-demand mod ever, Toaster. Streamers fight over getting Toaster to be their mod. Beefs are born. Can y'all see pretty good what's going on here? With the top-down camera, I don't do the top-down very much. But it looks good to me. I'm just not sure if you all can see on your screens. It's kind of like one of those ambient ASMR channels where it's just like me cutting and the sound of like the forest gathering closer coming for you. I mean, night willows. Hello, Mr. John Harper. Witness the blade. I mean, no, I have nothing to talk about or brandish according to Twitch terms of service. That was close. You think the angle is pretty good, John? I mean, Toaster? Cool. I just took my normal Sony camera that I normally use as my face cam and turned it down on its mount. So I thought about getting a little shittier cam to do a face cam as well, but then I'm like, nah, no one needs to see my face for this. The important thing is what we're looking at right now. Let's see if I can do 2 at a time. I think that I can put enough pressure to do 2 at a time. Oh, dude, I hope I stacked them up the right way. That'll do 2 at a time. Okay, yeah. And if I mess up a little bit when I'm doing this, it kind of just gives it that hand cut out. Like someone who's saving creepy newspaper things probably isn't going to be cutting things out perfectly, you know? I feel like the little variances in the wavering of the knife give it like it was cut out with scissors or an X-Acto knife by like someone making up a conspiracy board in their attic. Yeah, I think I can do 2 at a time. That would be nice. How you doing, John? We need to have a Zoom after work cocktails hangout again soon. I'm a little worried about doing the stream because I remember that knives and stuff are against the terms of service for Twitch. But I looked up and other people do crafting things like with scalpels and stuff, and the actual terms of service says brandishing towards like someone else on stream or the audience, and I'm definitely not brandishing this at all. So I think I should be okay. Doing the 2, I just gotta make sure I don't get them out of sync, because that is what would suck. Two at a time, I bet I could do 3 at a time. Famous last words before I go to the hospital. My name is Jordan. I think it'll be cool to do 400 of these. My computer is just reading data now. I hope it isn't fucking up on the print that I'm doing, because I'm printing these as I cut them. Let me pull out do the classic. Pull the drawer out, put the drawer back in. See if that fixes it. Yeah, Death Ray. I was actually just thinking about that, about how, like, I don't know if it's fast, if it's actually faster enough to really make up for, like, that it's harder to do, and then I gotta push down really hard. The things I do for my art. I don't think people understand, like, the pressure that doing arts like these does on your hands. Like, I did some a while back where I hand stamped all the envelopes with, like, these cool woodcut stamps to make it look like there was a cool sigil on it. And I had a bruise in the palm of my hand from the constant, from, like, going ka-ching, ka-ching with the stamper like 500 times. You're not used to doing repetitive trauma against your hands. Like, sometimes doing these things require. These days, we just have machines that do the repetitive trauma task of, like, printing and cutting. But, like, I'm using like a muscle in my hand I don't use often when you do this. We'll see. Careful with the corners here. I think I'm not pressing hard enough to get it all the way through. Yeah. And also, I think you have to take into account the amount of time I waste, like, if I don't pull it through enough. See, like that? That one ripped. That rip can be part of, like, the weirdness of the ephemera, but me as the person making it is not happy with that rip. Sounds like you do a bunch of crafts, Death Ray? Or printmaking. I used to have a silkscreen studio where me and my partner there did a lot of silkscreening and risograph zines. What do y'all think? Should I use a small paper cutter to do all the outside cuts on this and then just use something bladed to do the interior cuts? That probably will go faster. And I have a very small swing arm cutter that would fit here on the desk. My partners yelled, "Yes!" from the other room. Let's try that out. Because that would save me a lot of time if I could do all the outside cuts with a swing arm. And then just come in and do the inside little cuts. Oh, Death Ray, I hear you. I've done some, like, wood type set out and layout. Yeah, that's just not fun. I forget what it was, like a Heidelberg or a. It was a printing press where we did the wood type, but there's also metal type. Maybe Heidelberg, but I think I'm getting that confused with the camera type and also Hasselback potatoes. Grab that little tiny swing line I have and see if I can do the outsides of these cuts up. I think the part I like doing physical layout, like the putting it together. The part that I think that is, I don't think many people miss, or maybe you do, John, and that's just your jam, is the physical cutting parts. and the pasting. I think the visually laying out the papers and looking at them and moving them around is super fucking fun. That's what I enjoy about hand making zines, is the tactile putting the book together, not in like InDesign. Even though now I use InDesign for zines as well. So, all right, let's try out the little hand swing arm. Pretty sure that will fit here. Yeah, I can just pop my keyboard up. Yeah, the layout part though, I don't think it. I mean, that the actual physically putting it out and looking at it, stepping back and like, you can't see me, but I'm like putting my hands on my mouth, under my mouth, very like thoughtfully. That part is cool. I think that's that part we probably all miss a little. Let's see. All right. I also have a huge stack cutter, which can do like 400 pages at a time, but I don't need that for this. Also, it would not fit here on my desk. Wish I'd given myself a little bit more room there on the. Yeah, I need to be really careful. This is not going to work. Should have given myself a little more bump room on the gray there. Wasn't thinking. I guess like the tea stain will even it out a little bit too, though. So it won't be like bright white paper. That's definitely not right. Probably trying to do too many pages here too, as you can see from that bit there. Yeah, the oh shit, my fuck. Alright, yeah, this is why you check this fucking shit before you do it. God damn it. Well, I wasted those. That's what happens, man. I one time accidentally printed like 400 copies of on the backside of a comic book page that was the home screen for Hulu. Yeah, Lydia, you came in for the sad part. I think 400 is, I'm overshooting it, which is on purpose. I think I only have like 346 people who need these, so that's why you do overshoots for that kind of mistakes. I only ruined like 6 or 7. So, yeah. But yeah, I was wondering if I had stacked these all correctly, and apparently I didn't. Let me try to do a few less. I was trying to do like 6 or 7, but let's just do 3 at a time and see if the creep is a little less. I'm not using the right printing word with creep, but you know what I mean. Creep is actually where the edges of the paper start pushing out in the middle when you have too much stapled together, and it starts like looking like that, and then you have to come into an edge trim. Yeah, that works a little better. I should, if I was smart, I would figure out where the 2 places are for this, and then I would put some tape on the board here so I could just continually go back to that spot. I think maybe they would, Death Ray. Yeah, since they're not long cuts, I think maybe snipping with scissors on the inside cuts might be quicker. I'll do a test when I'm done to see if which is quicker, but you may very well be correct. And I have some decent kitchen scissors I can use. I need to get like nice paper cutting scissors. If anybody has like a suggestion for like really nice, durable paper scissors. Like I got some nice ones I got from my partner for like cloth when she sews, but I'm not gonna use those for paper because that's gonna fuck them up. Death Ray's in here giving us all the lowdowns. I know I'm like paranoid about, am I gonna fuck, are there any of these that I didn't stack the same? Yeah, okay. On my other cutter, there's like a bar you can slide up here that you just set, and so you just like you just put it in, and then like you don't have to like take so much time lining it up every time, which is nice. I wasn't thinking about the cutting when I laid this PDF out. I should have, if you're doing this, you should put all this stuff really close to the edge. So when you're over here, you don't have to eyeball it as much. It's like right there, and you can see where it's going to cut quicker instead of having to lead it with your eye. Not at all, Susanna. No. Why would this be a place where that kind of stuff is going on against the terms of service of Twitch? Ah! You didn't need the first letters of this, did you? Nah, we don't need the first letters. It'll be great. It'll be part of like the mystery that you're missing the first letter of every word. It's like a Dr. Layton shit, like a detective. That's what the kids are into, right? All them Laytons. And this stack is just the first 100 pages. I need to do 200 pages, so this is what we do. This is how we do it. If y'all don't follow Susanna Grace, you should. They are one of my favorite gaming streamers to follow on Twitch. I just love watching them own all the Chad boys on the shooters. And my favorite DM I've ever had. They ran a, what was it called? It's like the Grimdark game. Susie, what was the game you ran where you were my DM? Zweihander, yeah. It was like a Grimdark Zweihander where I played just like the best, nicest priest ever who just wanted to help everyone. And it was one of my favorite games I've ever played in. They did it very like Bloodborne-esque as far as like the setting, which since I've never played Bloodborne, I was really into. Yes, I have never played a FromSoft game ever. Were you also a pinnacle of just like piety like I was, Lydia? My whole thing in the game was just to help everyone. Yes. There was nothing untoward about my desire to help everyone. So sweet. So innocent. That's what most people think about me. They think a sweet, innocent, nice person, right? You pinched a baby? Why did you pinch a baby, Lydia? I mean, I'm sure the baby needed it, had it coming. I like that you say he was the king, like that explains why the pinching happened. Why'd you pinch him? Oh, he was the king. Oh, of course, then that totally makes sense. You gotta pinch a king baby. I mean, as I say that, that kind of does sound like it makes sense. You gotta pinch a king baby, you know? Or to create a diversion. Oh, I think pinching a royal monarch would do it, right? And by pinching, do you mean physically like pinching or stealing? The kind of pinching where afterwards you have to yell, cheese it? Even though actually I think either type to a king baby, you would have to cheese it afterwards. Oh, the music ended. Let's get some other music on. Pinching babies and self-immolation. I never self-immolate it. I just tried to help all the people find the light inside of them, so the light could find them. I fucking loved it. Like, so the whole game... Whoa! My earbud just fell out of my ear and clanged across the floor somewhere. Yeah, so the entire game, I was acting like I was this good priest of the light. You know, I was secretly, like, telling the DM, Susanna, that I was, like, everyone who I sent to, like, to my mission and stuff, that I was, like, free meals at the mission were all getting, like, pod peopled. And so at the end, though, Susanna did this rad thing where, like, in the big confrontation, all of, like, the pod people, all the NPCs that I had taken over their brains throughout the game, like, started showing up as, like, human shields for me. So that was a really fun, like, thing that Susanna did as the GM to, like, make all the little role-playing things have an impact on the end game. Which I really appreciate. I like that in games. Like, the same reason I like in any game where they let you have, like, a house or a keep that you update. And, like, you can, like, get new furniture or have, like, hire people to help you, like, in Pillars of Eternity. Like, that game had its own issues as far as story and getting kind of boring, but the keep part was amazing. It lets you, anytime you let me fulfill the millennial fantasy of owning property and having a home, I'm happy. I have a poor friend who's an amazing DM. He's red_fathom on Twitter, Alex Mitchell. And he's done a lot of RPG art now. Like, he did all the art for the company RPG and stuff. But he also DMs my home game every once in a while for me and my partner. And he was running us through Dragon Heist, the D&D game. And as soon as we got to the part where you own an inn, we quit doing anything else. And, like, it became Inn Simulator. And, like, we were having whole like game sessions where all we did was, like, interview sous chefs and find and get, like, interior decorators to come over and go through all the options of, like, wood paneling and stuff. And no matter, like, and then we get, like, a message to be like, the Black Staff sends you a message, and then we'd be like, oh yeah, whatever. We're gonna talk to all these dishwashers during this. We're gonna go on a quest to find the best dish pit guy. And we actually never went, yeah, Dragon Heist, we never went on any of the real missions of the thing. We just kept making our hotel, our inn better and better. Like, I managed, like, there's a ghost you're supposed to exorcise from the inn, and I managed, because I was a necromancer, to help, instead of exorcise him, I asked his opinion on everything we did for the hotel, since I was like, I just want you to know that we are in your home and we respect your property and we just want to help make it better for you. And I helped anchor him more to the site by building, like, this big shrine to the dead and stuff that helped him become more corporeal. And then he ended up being the bartender. So we have a ghost bartender. And we went with something very Scandinavian for the style of the restaurant. Thanks everybody for coming and hang out with me just cutting paper. draw the right way. Yeah. People who just accidentally stumble on this without coming from like my Twitter or my actual people who know me are be like, this is a weird stream. And that's how I get them. It's like one of the first times I've done a stream without having a face cam. And it's weird, like I feel like I'm like making facial expressions while I talk, like I'm over, you know, that kind of like over talking you do in theater. And also on stream, because you're so small, you kind of have to over enunciate. I'm still doing it even though you can't see me. That up. So this isn't coming out as like perfect as I would with like a scalpel, but I think doing 10 at a time is making up for that. So I'm gonna roll with the imperfections. And I'll just remember next time I should have given myself maybe a ½ inch extra of gray so that I can cut inside the gray with a little more freedom to go quicker, you know. And if you think we're getting to the end, we're not, because I have another, this is only, like, I'm still printing at page 185 of 400, so, but we can move on to the next thing while the printing continues for these. There's going to be a lot of stuff like this in my book that I'm writing right now, too. That's going to come out from Unbound. And there's links to pre-order it in my details. Which I can pop up for you right now. Oh, I have my keyboard up here, so let's see some weird upside down typing. See, I had bleed, Toaster. I just wasn't thinking about how much bleed I needed. Like on my book files, I have plenty of bleed. But yeah, like this is like even someone who's done graphic design for over a decade like me just can do something stupid like this. And it just makes your life harder. I love that your bio says, yes, your files need bleed. Lydia, I had like 326 weird mails to send, I think, but I always print like an even number for the ones that I fuck up, you know. Usually when I'm doing like a zine run, I'll do like 50 to 100 extra because, you know, some of them are just gonna like get messed while they're printing or gonna be crooked and you don't want to sell those usually. So you always want to do overages. Which is something I learned from working in publishing for so long. Specifically comic book publishing, because I feel like we have more fuck-ups in comic book publishing printing than prose does. Because of that, it's like, because usually a comic book, like when you're printing it, it's going through the offset press several times. You know, you're probably having 1 to 4 layers of color screens and then a black one at the very end. Yeah, punk zines are awesome, Lydia. I'm thinking about making like a poetry zine sometime soon. So it has something to do with all my poetry. I also want to do a gospirational zine of all my like "you are enough" tweets. And have it all be like all black on black, like it's a little weird Bible that you put in your back pocket. Oh, did you not have a job? I knew you were having issues with your job, Lydia, but did you not have another one when you quit? Also, I don't have money to make all these zines right now, so this will be in the future. I spent like $600 on Polaroids for this, so. Every time I do a weird mail, I lose about $1,000. Well, I mean, I don't lose it because the rest of the year on that month I'm not giving out weird mails, but on the month when I do a weird mail out, I don't make any money on my Patreon. Are you being sarcastic about loving it, or I mean, I would love being unemployed, but I'd also be terrified about like my finances. Are you secretly a trust fund, Lydia, and you haven't told us? You have to tell your friends if you're a trust fund. Here's some more that just printed. Oh, cool. So you just have enough savings that this isn't super stressful for you while you look for a new job. That's awesome. I hope you enjoy this time. Make the most of it. Reset your brain and your emotional state for your new job whenever you get it. Wow, that would be amazing, Lydia. That would be the coup of the century. I hope you can survive on that. I used to survive on selling my plasma, or supplement my income a great deal selling my plasma when I was in grad school. Sleep and hang out with Hank. Sounds good. Hank is such a dreamy boy. I would totally cuddle Frank. Hank. Maybe somebody named Frank too. I don't know. Who knows where life leads us. I was telling Jess about the jokes that we've been having about having like a Discord con here. And she was like, that's going to be a little weird. I mean, that's going to be a little hard to put together. But then I mentioned that we could fly Hank in. And then they were just completely on board once I mentioned that Hank might come to the Discord con. Whoa, I just dumped those all over the floor instead of... Alright, now let's figure out how I'm going to do these. Because I know kind of in my head how I'm going to do these. But I have to see how the fold is actually going to take place, if it looks good, and what the easiest way to do it is. So I know I'm going to fold it once like that, and I think it'd be best if I fold it in half like that, and then came back in and did a fold in the middle so that these are basically even. And then I have those folds that tear along. And I think this is where I should get some kind of like hard, like a bone folder, but I don't know where my bone folders are, so I bet I could just get like a postcard or something to tear against, or like something like this. Let's see. Wow. Nope, that didn't work. I felt that was going to tear the wrong way. So if I just go... This is going to take even more than the other thing. And this is one where it's okay if it's like kind of fucked up. But I'll make it look cooler. Yeah. So then that'll be like taped onto... This will be like taped onto the back of this. Like a note. It's gonna be all weathered and yellow, but come home, come home. Let me put it right underneath where it's supposed to be, like it is the ephemera for weird mail. Yeah. I'm trying to remember, we used to do this really quickly somehow. I think did you like put it inside of a book and then close the cover? just need to score it better. And then I'm gonna, like I said, spray all these with tea. I think these would actually benefit from the bucket being here. I can throw them into. I have achieved it. I have made the most boring stream ever. Everybody's just like politely having this playing while they went somewhere else. Thank you, Lydia. That's good to know. I should have done I need to get back to the game stream. I just got my booster shot, so I had like a good several days where I felt like I was dying. So now I'm getting a little bit better from that. I need to start finishing up some of my getting back onto a game stream schedule, so that people don't, oh yeah, just like he always does, he comes back for like a week and then like doesn't stick to it. I just saw a toaster. I'm gonna click on it in a second and see how expensive they are. Yeah, I had definitely brain fog. Ooh, those aren't expensive. How big are those, you think, toaster? Oh, those look like they're decent size. They're not super tiny, because I have not tiny hands, so I'm beginning to think this might be the part of it that actually takes the longest. But I do get 6 out of each one of these, or 8 out of each one of these, so you don't have to do actually, like the other one we have to do, oh shit, we have to actually do like 200 pages. This one, yeah, those are cheap scissors, they're not expensive at all. I mean, I guess this is gonna make it look good, like it's a tear up. I don't want it to be that clear. Let's see, what if I need to put something against it. I'm not doing this correctly. Let's see if we can find a piece of cardboard real quick. Oh, I bet like maybe this thing would work. My old publisher, from back when I was a publisher, this is what. I already tried this on my desk. But what if I put this here as like a tear line? That helps somewhat. Cursed paper tearing ASMR, yep. Yeah, Fisker side would be perfect. Toaster, yeah, I think I'm gonna get those. And then resist getting anything else from Jet Pens for that order. This is like cursed ASMR. ASMR doesn't work on me, or at least, I mean, from what I think it's supposed to do. Extra hands. Whoa. That nothing just happened.
Mind your business.
Nothing just happened. That wasn't weird. Those did come out from the shadows under my desk. Yeah, Susanna, like it took me like fucking months to trying to get an appointment, and finally they just did this thing where like they're like anyone over 16 can come and get an appointment at the Mall of America. So we did that immediately, but I was trying to get an appointment at all the pharmacies for months and months, and they were always full. Yeah, that's gonna work better. Now, if I just had like a solid piece of metal like this, that would probably be the best. Maybe that'll be something I look around for, as like a plate of metal that I use as like a tearing plate. I'm sure they make something like that. I'm just making my life harder by not knowing about any of it. It's a very ominous good luck resting. Good luck final resting, Jordan. This track is called We Cannot Be Stopped. And it's like this album is like a soundtrack for a horror movie that doesn't exist. It's by a band called The Family, and the album is called Repeated Viewing. Sexy comorbidities. I don't know what those are, but I feel like you don't mean that they are good. This is also a stream to show that like I am just like actively trying to make my life harder. Because of course I didn't cut these, they have to be hand torn. It looked like they were torn out of a notebook. Of course. Oh no, sorry. Sorry about that, Toaster. Lydia's a nurse, so like get all the free health questions out of her right now. Was a nurse, sorry. I hope you do manage to not go back to work, Lydia. That'd be amazing if you were able to live off of child support and plasma. And whatever little thing you end up doing for fun. Must be nice just to be able to chill and spend time with your kid. How loud is like the paper noises? Oh dang! Just hanging out with dogs? Fuck yeah. Cool. I mean, I don't really care if it's loud. I'm just curious about how much the mic is picking it up. forgot we had Toaster has night bot set up to auto spam my links. I like that. If any of y'all have better professional paper tearing tips, let me know. If I turn it this way, it'll be a lot easier. I'm down to be told a better way to quickly tear paper in a straight line. Get shittier paper maybe next time. Need the real wimpy paper. Ah! Get away from me. I don't have anything to say now. Anybody have questions about graphic design or like writing or anything about life? I can't wreck licking, but a lightweight sponge to dampen the fold if you want a neater tear. So I would just fold, sponge as I fold. Probably a good tip if I was trying to be super careful. I think I'm more trying to figure out a way to tear it faster, you know, without more steps. I don't mind if it wiggles a little bit. I just don't want it to like go super off. But I'm like more trying to figure out like, is there some way that people are, you know? Pull that out. It's gonna keep. Ooh, I wonder if this might work better. Yeah, that's the shit right there. And that's kind of like, there's something like not karmic, but like funny about me using my old publisher nameplate to tear this paper that I'm using to try to support myself in the freelance life. Dropping viewers, chat. Only the faithful are still here watching the paper tearing. Or the extremely bored. The faithfully bored. My favorite flavor of potato chip is probably jalapeno from, my brain just broke, Zapp's. Zapp's is like a Louisiana potato chip brand, and I like their jalapeno. Yeah, I like, so number one is Zapp's jalapeno. Number two is the Mexican Ruffles queso flavor. Number three is probably craw taters. Number four is probably like some kind of vinegar and salt one. And then probably sour cream and cheddar Ruffles probably is in there too. Or what? Horseradish, yeah, some kind of like super flavor blasted chip. So I like the potatoey ones more than like the Dorito ones. But I do love Doritos, and I love, up there rivaling the top is Cheeto Puffs when you leave the bag open for a couple of days so they get stale. Woo! Yeah, I said craw taters. Simmons lives. I'm from Louisiana. Yeah, the gator taters are good too. The jalapeno I like because it has like a purity of flavor. But the craw taters and some of the other flavors are good too. Like there's a voodoo flavor that's really good. I'll eat any Zaps, but yeah. Zaps I think makes the best texture and flavor overall of a potato chip. Jess came like leaning in when she's like, "What y'all?
Chips.
Y'all nerds talking about chips?
Chips. Rufles.
Rufles. Me gusta los rufles de queso. Quiero rufles de queso." Yeah, so go to a Mexican bodega and find their ruffles that say queso on them.
But there's two kinds, remember? There's the ones that have actual salsa in them, and they're different.
Yeah, so there's ones that have like chili in them, and just get the ones we like are the ones that just say queso.
They have a bag of sauce.
Yeah, they have a bag of sauce attached to it. Those aren't the ones. But yeah, Oots salt and vinegar is good. I like any salt and vinegar. I find Oots to be a little like thin and crumbly, but yeah. I will eat any salt and vinegar chip. I'll eat salt and vinegar on anything though. You like the thing crumbly? I also am a big Funyuns fan. Fucking love me some Funyuns. Ooh, Ruffles all dressed. So is all dressed that Canadian like ketchup flavor? I do like the Canadian sweet ketchup flavor for chips. Sorry to country dox you, Susanna. I had some poutine flavored chips in Canada that were pretty good. I think they were just salty though, like. Yeah, that is basically what the ketchup all dressed I think tastes like to me too. It's like you got like the ketchupy sweet and then like the sour vinegar cutting through. Yeah, those are fucking good chips. I never had them on Ruffles though. I've only had them like on a Lay's. Where did I put that? All right, now you get to see the way I really work. I thought it was a piece of paper. I need to put it this way up so I don't. Oh, Lay's pickle. And I think I'm just fucking hungry now. While we're talking about chips, like this is just gonna make me go crazy. You talk about chips and I can't have chips. I love making pickles is one of my favorite things to do as a chef. I used to be a chef, but not anymore. I retired. Flamin' hot, cool ranch Doritos. What a dichotomy. What you gotta do is just mix all these chips together in a big tub and make like your own trail mix of chips. Yeah, but nothing's better than super stale Cheetos. They come like this, like you imagine the texture would be if you could eat a packing peanut, but it's cheesy and you can eat it. Yeah, sounds amazing, I know. Yes, want to say hi to people, Jess?
No.
No?
Hi.
I ate Cheetos with chopsticks in the bathtub. I mean, that sounds like you're doing your life completely right.
My new hero.
Oh, you can see this note I wrote to myself. I'm selling TTRPGs, so I need to pack some of them. Oh no, we all knew this, Susanna, but we also will not tell the elbow anything about it. I'm jealous you live in Canada, man. I love Canada. Well, I love Toronto. I haven't really been to many other parts of Canada. But I went to Toronto. I've gone to Toronto every year from 2009 to 2019 when COVID hit. Toronto is probably my most favorite city on earth.
Y'all hiring Toronto?
Yeah, Toronto. You want to hire me for stuff? Toronto has amazing brutalist architecture. It has great museums. Has an amazing Korean food scene. Every year I went up there because I would exhibit at the Toronto Comics Arts Festival that is in the big library off of Bloor. Big cube library. Yeah, Toronto has so many good places to eat. Also, there's some more RPG people there, like Kiana, I think, lives there, and also Daniel Kwan lived there. I know I hung out with Kiana there. I don't know if they had come into town just for the festival, though. We went out to eat with Daniel Kwan a couple times in Toronto. It was awesome. Yeah, they're the best dumplings I've ever had. Toronto. Dumpling Queen.
Dumpling Queen, yeah.
I don't think I know who Will is. Is Will your ex, Lydia? God, I have so many of these to tear out. If you're on my Patreon, you're watching. I hope you appreciate this. I don't think I ever really watched much Encounter RP. I think I dropped in on Encounter once or twice, like when Susanna was playing some creepy show, but then I never stayed around. The whole RPG streaming scene, at least to me, became kind of sketchy when I found out that most of the players weren't being paid very much. So I kind of stepped back from playing on games because I didn't feel like that was cool. That people running the channels were making a decent amount of money, and the people making all the content for them were making barely any money, or a lot of times no money. Six campaigns a week. That's so much fucking work, Susanna. That's so much. Like, I'm just sitting here thinking about how much fucking work it is. They survived 6 a week because they were making so much money. He laughed bitterly. I know, Susanna, that was a very sarcastic. You were making a lot of money. Doing a full-time job and yeah, I know you did it because you love it, but it makes me mad that people would not share the wealth that they're making with the talent. I'm not trying to start a whole thing here. Just that's what always comes to my mind when I think about Let's Play shows. Unfortunately, that's what comes to my mind. Is that the ones that compensate are few and far between. Like the one I play, I get compensated well when I play for whatever channel it is that I play on. I play Fiasco for every once in a while. I think it's actually like the Bully Pulpit channel, but that's the only one I still do because they up front were like, yeah, that you get a per diem and an appearance fee. You shouldn't have to ask to get paid to perform. If you want to run a channel where you're just doing it for fun with your friends, totally awesome. More power to you. But if you are running a channel where you are raking in subs and then you're not offering to pay the people who make the content for you, go fuck yourself. I just think the fact that they didn't, from the beginning, think that like that was something they were supposed to do is bullshit. Like you're fucking lucky to be making content for them? No. Fuck that. I never saw them like hard pitching everyone else's other endeavors either on their airtime. So I feel like you can do something like that and maybe the payment is getting all your other stuff promoted in front of a big audience, but at least I didn't see that they were doing a ridiculous amount of promotion for the players. Like you have to say your shit at the end of the show, but like that's different than having like your links thrown up and stuff like inside the show. Or saying, just being upfront and saying, this is how we pay these people is by promoting their other endeavors. And if y'all like what they're doing, you should go support their other endeavors. I don't remember that ever being said. Yeah, Susanna, like I was saying, like there's no problem. I have no problem with people doing or wanting to play in something for free. But it's just when a channel is being run like an entertainment business and that business has no budget for talent, then I think you just don't get to have good players then, who do it professionally. Open a roller skating rink. That would be fucking rad, Lydia. Get to choose all the old arcade machines. Make sure you put Robotron in. You gotta have a Robotron machine and a Rampage machine. And some good pinball. Street Fighter 2 Turbo. Yeah. Like I wasn't trying to turn this into like a talk shit on the TTR community stream, but unfortunately that was my experience with that scene. And I came from the outside too. I think I was being asked to be on these things because they knew I had a decent amount of reach on Twitter and that I would promote myself being on their show. So that's why I think I was being asked. And then, yeah, there's always tat and no tit for the tat. I'll be demonetized now for saying tit. Lydia, open a roller skating rink. Like, you can, like, have a liquor license at a roller skating rink, too, right? So it can be, like, a place where moms go get, like, a little sauced while their kids skate.
If they're sauced, they'll fall down.
Well, you don't let them skate if they've been drinking. The kids just skate.
I'm kids.
Just like, I'm kids. I think I folded this one wrong. I am playing the Disco Elysium soundtrack right now. And man, that makes me want to do another run of Disco Elysium. The first time I played that game through, it's probably my favorite game I've ever played because of the writing. The first time I played through, I tried to be as good as possible. You know, like I was trying to make up for all my things. I didn't do any drugs, didn't drink any alcohol in the game. I made my partner super happy, my husband. This time though, I want to do a run where I'm like doing every drug and being the worst person possible in the game. Even though I think having Lieutenant Kim upset with me all the time will break my heart. Ooh, that first batch of finished printing, so I'm going to check the paper and start the printing up on another batch. Talk amongst yourselves. Okay, let's see. Printer. Where are you? Copies, front and back, flip on the long edge. All right, I'm gonna BRB. 1 second. Oh man, Susanna, that's horrible. Like, I broke both my elbows at the same time skateboarding, and they still hurt. Like, and this was years ago. Like, they still ache when the weather changes, and they still click. Like, I don't think it's ever gonna go away. I'm gonna take a little break from the tearing because that's starting to get boring. I'm gonna try out the scissors on that. On the internal cuts. Elderly chat, yeah. Where's all my 40 plus? I turned 41 this month on the 22nd. All right, let's try out this with we're talking about like tiny seconds of saving time, so maybe it's not actually all that important. Even though getting in here with the scissors is kind of hard. only 31. I am a decade older than you, Susanna. A whole fucking decade. Just wait till you're my age. You'll have like a completely just destroyed body. How'd you break your elbow, Susanna? I'm not sure if this is faster. But, you know, maybe who the fuck cares? At that point in any craft, you're like, fucking shit, fucking shit. Who fucking shit? Yep, I'm definitely the old one here. As you can tell from my withered visage. Oh, so you did like the black ice and landed on your elbow? Fuck. One of the first things you learn moving to Minnesota is you quit keeping your keys in your pockets because you slip on the ice and just land on your keys constantly. Yeah. Didn't kill it. That's great. You're like, you want to jump? Jump! Yeah, that's what I thought. Or Cricket being more like, yeah, that's what I thought. And then it rubs its elbows together, like, to make the noise, like, just to taunt you. Yeah, I think I might go back to the knife, because I have, like, interior tremors in my hands. From a lifetime of ill-gotten youthful endeavors. So, like, this is kind of just, like, for me. Oh my god, Lydia. Yeah, we're gonna repossess your legs, I think. Yeah, you don't get legs, sorry. Alright, let's try this out again. I feel like I'm moving too far over and now like the sign isn't true. Okay, there it is. It's pointing to the ephemera again. I guess I could just move the element though. So it's like, yeah, right there. There we go. But now you're gonna be like in charge of the roller skates and you have like power over them. Like you're like, you can leave like one broken pair of roller skates out all the time just to intimidate the other roller skates. Like a rusty pair and you're like, yeah. Just, you know, think about it. You can serve grilled cheeses at the skate rink too. Maybe I just want grilled cheese. Well, I ran a taco restaurant and food truck at the same time for 5 years. And let me tell you, it's a lot of work. What are the tacos you would put in your taco truck? I think Lydia has to go through some kind of like meow mushi pedal type of thing where Susanna shows up and is like the team captain. And then like Lydia's like, yes, I will practice every day. And at first, Lydia has like really shitty skates that they got from like their grandfather who used to be a skate champion. But she found them like in an old chest in the attic. And her father like doesn't want anything to do with skating because skating stole his childhood because the grandfather was always off at skating championships. But Lydia's like, no, Dad, it's not gonna be like that. I can do both. I can have a loving life and skate. And Susie's like, get skating, maggot! And there's this really like mean hot girl at the skating rink who is like at first is your nemesis, but then it like becomes like enemies to like an enemies to lovers story. And you team up for the final show to save the rec hall against like the skate team that's for like a land developer. Done. There's your whole story. Go make it true. Yeah. Yeah, Susanna, that's totally who you are. And like you totally like, you piece of shit. I could skate wins on you. What do you think? You don't care. And Lydia leaves like crying, and then then you look down and pick up her skates, and they're all like they're laced up correctly, and you kind of like smile, but Lydia doesn't see the smile. But we, the audience, know that the hard ass coach smiled at the way Lydia had properly, finally laced up her skates. The pride in your heart. I mean, you can hire me to write. I mean, hey, anime companies, hire me. I'll write this show for you. But the characters have to be named Susanna and Lydia. I don't know who I would be in the show. I like the weird nerd that's always in the show who's like always like taking way too many Polaroids at the meets. I'm like, why is this kid taking all these photos all the time? What a weirdo. It's because I'm selling them. Bye, Toaster. Thanks for modding. You're the best. God, this is so much cutting out. And I have another 100 pages printing below me. Oh. Yeah, roller skating is like all the big important cultural icons are roller skaters. Everyone worships the revolving skate. It's like a Wheel of Time wheel, but it's like a skate. Yeah, rip my fingies, man, for real. I hope people appreciate what I do for the weird mail. I just upload this video to the Patreon, but with no audio, just so they can see like the hours of me cutting. The tweet about this, I think. Let's see. stressed, depressed, but not sad and melancholy about everything. Melancholy is sad, Lydia. Can't fool us. I read books. One thing that is cool about Pedro the Lion, David Bazan, is his music has changed and matured as he's gotten older, and he doesn't sing about the same topics anymore like some bands do. Like when American Football released their first new album in like a decade, I was super excited, but the album was exactly like the album they had done 10 years ago, and like musically I was happy about that, but lyrically, man, he's like 10 years, a decade later, and he's still singing the same sad songs about dates. Like, wow. But David Bazan now is like singing about his daughter, and like he has a song, like a lot of his music was about cheating back in the day, and he has a new song that's like about like we just went for a walk and decided not to ruin our lives, about like an opportunity to cheat, and he did like not taking it. The risk of being ignored. You see, I can probably find the new David Bazan album on here. As good as you. Oh, this line right here. You tell them that they're good kids, but you know that it's not true. I mean, that's not something to laugh at. Oh, I also have the Rilo Kiley re-release of their first album, and that is some good angry girl music. Let's listen to that. Yeah, Lydia, this is for you. I'm the DJ, and I'm playing this for Lydia.
And I can do the truth. I can do the
Is this music loud enough?
I can do the Freddy. I cannot do the Smurf.
She cannot do the Smurf.
And I can hate your girl.
I can hate your girl.
I can tell you that she's real pretty. I can take my clothes off. I cannot fall in love. And I can do the fruit.
I love Jenny Lewis, specifically in the incarnation of Rilo Kiley. It's like the best that came out of the 90s, early 2000s indie is Rilo Kiley. Because she wrote like perfect albums. There weren't any duds on them. Like Takeoff and Landings and The Execution of All Things are perfect albums.
And I can start a book. I can make some mac and cheese.
Yeah, I wasn't super into Jenny Lewis and the Watson Twins, personally. Like, you can't help but not be in love with Jenny Lewis, but that is definitely not the best music she's made.
I can do the RoboCop. I can do the Freddy. I cannot do the Smurf. And I can hate
Yeah, I think she's much better when she has a full band.
I can tell you that she's real pretty.
And writes for a full
I can take my
band.
clothes off. I cannot fall in love. You'll never see my eyes. I will not call you back. I cannot do the Smurf. I
I love it.
fall in love.
You cannot see my eyes. I will not call you back.
I cannot fall in love. I cannot fall in love. I cannot fall in love. I cannot fall in love.
Susanna, did you all listen to Rilo Kiley over in the
I
continent?
can do the RoboCop. I can do
In the north?
Freddy. I cannot do the Smurf.
I have to look that up. I don't think I've seen her Tiny Desk. Oh, dude. Going through the Rilo Kiley discography is a good time. I think the best one is the execution of all things. Personally, that's an album and also a song.
Papillon busted free, though it took him till he was 63.
What I like about her is like, unlike I like Cat Power, but Cat Power is just like devastatingly sad. Rilo Kiley / Ginny Lewis is like angry sad, which I like a lot more than like Desolate. She's like, fuck you, fuck this, I'm gonna fuck everything up. A lot more agency in the devastation.
Don't you know it's true? I fell in love with you. And don't you think it's sad?
Ooh, Better Son and Daughter, yeah. I mean, Cat Power has some bangers too. Can't deny that. Damn. There goes my AirPod. My ears are not shaped for AirPods. I'm just saying.
And I'll spend the day with you.
Nice. So you were just cooler than us. You were like listening to metal while we were being sad.
Girl I ever knew. And when you let me leave, I'll go.
Oh, Bon Iver is like your softer music intro. Dear Lord.
Get back to your phone. You mean well, Mel, but you're all talk and no show. Pick your lips till they're bleeding. Don't you know I fell? The lair of the queer devil.
Yeah, I was super. I've always liked the more soft melodic music. Like I was a huge Sufjan Stevens fan around the time of like Come On Feel the Illinois. I like metal too though. Mostly I've been getting into metal more in my late 30s, early 40s though. I love bands like Feminazgul and Vile Creature.
I feel like $1,000,000 today, $1,000,000 today. 'Cause I know it can only go up from here. 'Cause she says it's so much better.
It's all good.
After all we've been through, I can't get my mind.
I used to be devastatingly in love with Lisa Loeb.
And you left your name on the bar. You hopped your little brown car. You moved in with Gramps and you got yourself a job. And the room is slowly sinking, but I can play guitar. And Morgan, you're so far away from me tonight. And I'll try to make it right by putting you in this here song. Oh yeah. Okay. Okay, wait. Oh my God, Blake. That's what she said. In bed. Papillon busted free. We watched him at 4:53, and I'm glad you chose to spend.
I do not know who Lucy Dacus is. I'll have to look her up.
I should have known with a boy like you, your middle name is always. I'd always love you. Yeah. You let the need
So Susanna, just imagine a very cute redhead indie girl singing this music.
those conventions are taking their toll on you. Phantom is disguised.
Yeah, exactly. I mean,
Right before
if you want your heart to go even more, look up Rilo Kiley. Image search.
I should have known with a boy like you, your middle name is always. I'd always want you.
I'm glad no one can see like the ridiculous faces of concentration I'm making as I'm cutting this.
It's horrifying. Right before your eyes, the phantom is inside. It's hideous.
Oh, Susie, that's awesome that we're like playing the sad songs for your TTRPG. So how did they get their heart broken? What happened? Tell us the hot goss.
The phantom is watching
Copy. There we go. And then what happened?
just a real sad forget.
Then it all worked out, right?
Last year, and she says it gets much worse for it gets any better. So I take it with a grain of salt for the other means
Okay, yeah.
it doesn't keep her up at night
What does he look like?
like it does me.
Does he have brown curls and fawn gray eyes?
We talk the way you do, and I have a sweet or two for my only plus. You say they're getting bigger every day.
He's bad, isn't he? He's like been betraying her. Please say he's secretly bad.
With a grain of salt for the other.
And now they're enemies. They went from lovers to enemies.
Doesn't keep him up at night.
I lied about everything else, except my feelings for you.
I'll be in your car.
I'm not saying giggity out loud.
I locked the keys in your car. I'll be in your car for now.
I'll just say, alright, yeah.
You wanna fool around? I ask.
Oh, wait.
I get a
Allow.
sour reply from the other wheel that always rises to the occasion. So I take it with a
How is Halo in this game? Reach?
means I wonder why it
This is like a mashup of Halo and Game of Thrones? That's what I believe now.
I'll be in your car.
I say it's bullshit too, because if he's the Lord, he can change the rules of the land.
I'll be in your car
Do whatever the fuck he wants.
now.
He's a coward. And it's Game of Thrones too, because he just like executed anyone who speaks out against him. I mean, story-wise, the sad pining is better than fixing everything. It's a lot more boring. He's just like, yeah, I changed the law. I almost pushed down on the wrong side of this knife. And then you have a big arc about them fighting against the tradition. That's going to be a good arc, too. Y'all got to pre-game this. Metagame. Is this an NPC or another character?
Life I can't do better. So I take it with a grain of salt for the
I mean, I personally love doing devastating scenes in RPGs, so I'm on board. My favorite thing in an RPG is like if I get to have a really awesome Boromir death. Did you click on that link to see what Rilo Kiley looks like?
It's New Year's Eve. I'm in Glendora. I'm the only living person in Glendora. Heading east on the freeway. I left my prom dress on the bus stop in Duarte. I switched the roles. You take advantage.
Oh yeah, but I mean, the arc of them fighting against tradition. You know what would be perfect though? Is if they have a big arc where they fight against tradition and they win, and then he dies.
I cry, 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 then I complain, come back for more.
Like, he gets like assassinated, and she is like running across like the days to try to get to the assassin, but the assassin gets there first, and he dies bleeding onto her shirt.
I'm on my way. I want to see you. You're in your bedroom with some dancers hung beneath you. I come inside. I hear the door slam. You tell me if I really loved you, I get with them. They make me sick. You make me sicker. But I want to please.
See, I love how angry she is in this song.
Close my eyes.
It would be so juicy drama. I always go for like the brutal ending. It's always better than the happy ending.
Cry, 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 then I complain, come back for more. Do it again. I cry, 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 then I complain, come back for more. Do it again.
The song's about your character, Susanna.
I should find someone better for me, but Mom says we're born this way. Every time I come over to your house, you just shit on my face. And you know, it really freaks me out. I drove for hours on bad directions. I arrived, there's something you forgot to mention. An afterthought, straight to the tabby. Sorry, Angel, Winterino, happy, happy. It ain't the rest. Why do you Jenny? I'm in a booth, it's almost 12, your favorite Denny's. Another year, I need a Sunday. I'm just your side bet, freestyle walking. I cry, 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 then I complain, come back for more. Do it again. I cry, cry.
I'm very happy that we introduced Susanna to Rilo Kiley right as she's having TTRPG drama. This song is fucking awesome. I love the line, I'm just your side bet. Fantasy boy problems, fantasy boy problems. It's TTRPGs taken to their logical conclusion. Yeah, she's got a little of like alt country in her DNA as a songwriter. Like sad country, which is the best, only good country.
We were teenagers the first time we met.
Oh, dude, this one is about your character, Susan. I mean, Susanna. Sorry.
I couldn't resist. I was your girl then. That's what you said.
Yes, this is your ballad.
Kissed me. I gave you sweet
This song is called Teenage Love Song on the self-titled Rilo Kiley album. I'll give you a link.
When will you return? But you dissed me, dissed me, dissed me.
How long have I been streaming?
You broke my heart, man. Oh, you didn't
2 hours, wow. And I'm not even done with the first 100 pages.
see you again. Did you miss me? Miss me? Miss me? We were teenagers the first time we met. You were so famous, I couldn't resist.
Even the famous part works for the TTRPG character because he's royalty.
When you kissed me, kissed me, kissed me. Whoa, Davy,
My new job is I'm a DJ
why did
for
you leave me
TTRPG backstories.
all alone when we went all the way? But maybe someday, Davy, we'll be together for more than a day. I still love you and always will. All those motel rooms, you fronted the bill. I am not bitter, I want you to know. Got yours coming, I've seen it before.
There's the Susanna moment. You got yours coming. I feel like any character that plays Susanna's character will have it coming. This whole VOD is gonna be like muted because of I listened to a little bit of like Songs Ohia and Magnolia Electric Co, but I never got super into them. Just from not having a lot of their stuff. I'm sure I would have at the time if I had listened to them. You have to paint it and then make like one of those little like fan-made music videos where the painting is there but the music's playing over it. Like a lyrics video. I just love when he like wails and now my heart is cold as ice. I'll have to check that out, Kika. My heart is to Sister Winter. Now my heart is as cold as ice. Yes! You know exactly what I'm talking about, Susanna. Then you have Annie Clark coming in on the guitar. Anytime Sufjan Stevens sounds good guitar, it's because of Annie Clark, aka St. Vincent. Alright, now I'm going to play another one that Lydia probably knows, but... Oh, wait, no. Guess I'm not gonna. They don't have it on Bandcamp. Oh, wait, now forget the Christmas part. We'll just cut that part off the back of the album. Fuck the Christmas part. I like that's like this super sad song that just tacks Happy Christmas on the end of it. I was gonna look for some old Starflyer albums, but apparently they took them all off Bandcamp. Instead, we'll listen to this, my 2021 pandemic song. This is my, like, we're gonna fucking make it song. Stay alive. Forever and ever. This song is so good. You need to play with matches. Stay alive. Alive. Oh, there goes my earphone again. What album is that on? This is I'm listening to the Jordan Lake sessions right now, so I'd have to find. There it is. I'll play that one next. I think so, Susanna. Like, because like they just fucking jump out of my ears, and they're not like pros or anything. They're just like the new normal AirPods. But man, they like to jump out of my ears. And they don't come like with covers or anything. So I might have to buy some third-party like covers to see if they'll sit snugger. Alright, this is Damn These Vampires, as requested by Lydia. This song was requested by Lydia for Susanna Grace. She says, I hope the cold up there in the north is as warm as this song in my heart for you. Here it is, the Mountain Goats, Damn These Vampires. I know, I read the dedication. Lydia, I'm the DJ.
Let this whole town hear your knuckles crack.
I'm going to pause this for a second because
Sapphire Trans.
the lyric, let the whole town hear your knuckles crack, is 1000% a Susanna lyric. Let's hear that again. This is for Susanna's character from that vampire game that y'all played in.
Brave young cowboy of the near north side. Mount those bridge rails. Ride all night. Scream when captured. Arch your back. Let this whole town hear your knuckles crack.
Yeah.
Sapphire Trans Am. High beams in rain. Drive wild Broncos. Down the plain. Push up to the corners where the turbines hiss. Someday we all remember this. Crawl till dawn. On my hands and knees. God damn these vampires for what they've done to me.
Even though I think Susanna would be like, darkly bless these vampires.
Tie those horses to the post outside and let those glass doors open wide.
Or this could be for your Red Dead, for your like cowboy game.
We look barely worth remembering.
You started playing the cowboy game again, right? Yeah, I didn't think so, Susanna.
Feast like pagans, never get enough. Sleep like dead men, wake up like dead men.
I mean, it could be vampires that you're warring against, though.
Someday we'll try to walk upright.
Might have to call this stream soon. I think my hands are starting to tremble from doing this for so long.
On my hands and knees.
I always enjoyed the RP streams of Red Dead.
God damn these bite marks.
Like I always wanted it like there to be more that you could do, but it's really fun to see the role playing, like pure role playing. Yeah, she caused trouble with everybody. Drama.
Damn these vampires for what they've done to me.
Yeah, I think I am going to call this stream here. It's been a lot of fun. We can raid somebody before everybody goes, so we can leave giving everyone a bit of endorphins or whatever it feels to have someone raid you. So I never get raided very often, so I'm not sure. But let's do that. Even if you don't stay, you can just pop into their chat and yell, "The Abyss sent you," and they'll feel good about themselves, and then you can leave. But this is a lot of fun. I think everybody who came and hung out and watched me cut up paper and babble about indie rock. Those are all my links. You know what to do if you feel like doing them in the links. And let's see who we can raid. I really had fun just chatting with everybody. So there is no one that I know streaming. So I guess we won't raid anyone then, unless one of you has someone streaming that you know that we should do. They don't have to raid. All right, I'm going to take that as probably not. So, everybody, this was so much fun. Thank you for hanging out. I wish you all a good night. And remember to keep your heart dark and true and your teeth sharp and many. And we will be back because I still have like 500 of these to do. So, I definitely will be doing this again. Bye-bye. This is me waving like really cool. Bye.